Fixing the Brady Act, Strengthening State Gun Laws. The goal of this available data web review is to provide web-based data and statistics that focus on the weaknesses of current gun laws in the United States. After thorough research, I found several web-based sources which provide statistical data on individual access to firearms, trafficking in Mexico, and the amount of background checks conducted by the National Instant Criminal Background Check, and how many attempts of prohibited persons obtaining firearms it thwarted during 2009. The first website we're going to go to is the FBI.gov. In a report titled National Instant Criminal Background Check System, Operations 2009, by the Department of Justice, gives a thorough breakdown of its effectiveness since its creation in 1998. The report provides statistical data in terms of the number of transactions, 110 million of applicants processed through the National Instant Criminal Background Check System. It also states that throughout the past 11 years, the NICS system has been successful in its attempts by denying a total of 748,229 transactions. Although the report does not indicate the type of transactions, it can be generalized that the type of denials were in reference to firearms and/or explosives attempted to be purchased by prohibited persons. The next website is www.lcave.org. In a report titled Gun Law Matters, a comparison of state firearm laws and statistics by the Law Community Against Violence, issued a publication which analyzes the gun laws and statistics in all 50 states. The publication also includes charts that depict each state's rank and whether the deaths that occurred if guns were involved. It also provides information on which states have the strongest and weakest gun laws. The next website we'll go to is www.justfacts.com. This website is very resourceful in learning about gun control laws. It provides statistics on the amount of firearms that are owned by people in the United States. The website states that there are roughly 300 million firearms owned by civilians in the United States as of 2010. Of these, about 100 million are handguns. The website breaks down statistically the percentage of firearms owned by individuals in terms of gender and race. A key component of this website is the statistical data that it provides on the murder rates within the United States and those of which were committed with handguns. Another strong area for review on this website are the statistics it provides on the amount of prohibited persons with affiliations to terrorist groups that have been processed through the federal background check system, which you will find to be quite large, and perhaps a bit disheartening that as one of the most supreme powers in the world, we still do not have a handle on preventing these terrorist groups from obtaining weapons of destruction. The website claims that between February 2004 and February 2010, 1,225 firearms and 3 explosive background checks for people on terrorist watch lists were processed through the federal background check system. Of these, 91% of the firearm transactions and 100% of the explosive transactions were allowed. The next website we'll be going to is thebradycampaign.org. The website is very important to any study on state gun laws. The Brady Campaign website provides a wealth of information in regards to studies that have been done by the U.S. Department of Justice, the Federal Bureau of Investigations, and the Central Intelligence Agency, amongst other well-known criminal justice institutions. One can find a study conducted by the ATF in 2000 shows that 1% of gun dealers account for almost 60% of crime guns that are recovered by police and later traced. And that statistics show that 40,365 gun trafficked directly by corrupt or negligent gun dealers, of which 25,741 gun trafficked by straw purchasers buying guns at corrupt or negligent gun dealers. And this is only just one study conducted by the ATF. There are hundreds more on the amount of firearms that have been used in assaults, to the success rate of the NICS background check system, as well as how many firearms have been traced to a committed crime. The next website we'll visit is the Department of Justice. This website provides statistical information on crimes in the United States. The article in particular, titled Criminal Victimization 2009, provides an analysis of how many violent crimes and personal thefts have occurred in 2009 and provides some insight on the type of crimes that can be categorized under violent crimes. The article consists of tables that capture violent crime statistics and whether these crimes were committed with the use of firearms, knives, and other weapons. The table shows that 28% of robberies, the uses of firearms were consistently used during the crime. The article shows that comparatively between 2000 and 2009, overall firearm violence has decreased to 1.4% in criminal victimization rates per 1,000 persons, and during the 10-year period, about 6% to 9% of all violent crimes were committed with firearms. We're going to go back to FBI.gov, and what we have here are just links that are some of the tables that can be found on the website in the homicide category. The FBI uses the Uniform Crime Reporting URI program to collect data on homicides in relation to age, sex, race of the murder victim and offender, as well as the type of weapon used in the crime. The FBI states that handguns comprise of 70.5% of all firearms used in murders and non-negligent manslaughters in 2009, and these crimes are usually committed in domestic abuse cases. This site is very informative as it details the data by demographic and the crimes committed. The next website we're going to go to is jama.ama.assn.org. This is for the Journal of American Medical Association. They conducted a study on the rate of firearm-associated family and intimate assaults in Atlanta, Georgia. Although this study was conducted in 1992, the statistics still remain somewhat close to the statistics of today. Georgia, albeit decent gun laws exist, the fact that in the early 90s it was an issue and it still remains to be one now in 2011, states that the United States on the whole needs to establish stronger gun laws to prevent further crimes like this from happening. Our last and final website that we will be going to today is the mayorsagainstillegalguns.org. In an article titled Gun Trafficking to Mexico, it states that gun trafficking to Mexico is on the watch list of topics of importance for most of government agencies and coalitions today. Studies have been conducted by both the ATF and FBI, and most recently, the Mayors Against Illegal Guns Coalition have addressed some concerns in their article. The movement of illegal guns across the U.S.-Mexican border, published September 2010, it is estimated that about 90% of Mexican crime guns submitted for tracing originated from gun dealers in the United States. The article continues with that 40% of guns traced in 2009 were found to be from Texas gun sellers. 23.9% were from non-border states, and 36.1% were from southwest border states. With that being said, although a majority of guns found in Mexico belong to Texas, guns have been trafficked from Arizona, Florida, New Mexico, California, Colorado, Illinois, and Oklahoma. In conclusion, the above websites are only skimming the top of what could be found on gun statistics within the United States. What the data shows that guns are readily accessible in any manner or form, and stronger laws need to be in place to mitigate these crimes associated with firearms, gun trafficking in Mexico, and the accessibility of gun access for civilians. Below on the page, you will find a list of references where you can go for further knowledge. Thank you.